Well, it's finally here. Deftones with Private Music, man. One of the most highly anticipated records of 2025. Dude, this video that you're about to watch is an edited down version. It's not the entire album reaction because it avoids copyright, but also helps support the channel. So it's going to be on patreon.com/metalburb for the entire full album reaction uncut. Plus, you get access to all the other Deftones album reactions and reviews, including Adrenaline, Around the Fur, Saturday Night Wrist, Diamond Eyes. I was checking out all the albums that I haven't heard prior to this album, Private Music. But again, link down below if you want access to all the album reactions, full and uncut. But this is Deftones, Private Music, plus my album review for it. So that's enough chit chat. I like that we got visual. Oh, right. I haven't seen this video, so this will be a fresh reaction. Chino's looking good, man. Yeah, I know there's like weight fluctuates, but he looks good right now. He looks healthy. Meta space and cycles. Banger. Banger. Nice. Oh, that looks like a Undertale. Great fucking game. Where's the Undertale fans at? Back to the attack of the vocals. Keys coming in too. There's a cohesive feel to this record, man. Dude, that song was fantastic. The music video was great. Souvenir, okay. Oh, the atmosphere on this record. It's almost like Holmes, but maybe more cohesive and consistent with the feel of the music. Sense like this, it's like the summoning and sleep token, that that bridge. I love it when they dial it up and just go with bass too. It's starting to sound that I love. The vocal production is wild on this record, man. It's probably one of the most experimental records, if not the most, for vocals. I think about you all the time. Tracks sound alright. This record is flying by, man, because it's so hypnotic. It puts you... This is like the dreamiest record. God, these videos are fucking perfect. Oh! Milk of the Madonna. Now, here in the context with this. Dude, I can't even speak on this. This one's got that fucking edge, doesn't it? Dude, this song sounds even better in the context of the record. Fuck, man, I like that song more now. Cut hands. Oh, is this going to be heavy? Oh. Ooh. This one's the most new metal. Oh. Bring out the A string for this one. An actual breakdown. That could have kept on going, man. Metal Dream. Only one more song. No! Sure, there's a deluxe or something. Okay, this one's 6 minutes though. Departing the Body. The visualizers though.
There's a room.
Whoa.
We hang in space.
So there's many times when I film album reactions or just make content in general, and it can start to feel like a job and not the hobby that I first grew to love, which is just kind of listening to music, sharing music. And when there's albums like this and you just want to go back to the album right away, it really makes what I do feel like a hobby and it's fun. It's always an interesting dilemma to turn a hobby into a job, but don't get me wrong, I absolutely love what I do. But when listening to albums like this, it's such a treat. It's such a treat that this is what I get to do, and I have to thank you guys for watching, supporting, and everything, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do it. But it helps when there's quality albums like this, man, especially considering how consistent Deftones is. Over 20 years, 30 years, Deftones has been around, and they are constantly just taking what works for them and not overly changing their style, but constantly adapting and doing little tweaks and variations, but keeping things fresh. There's a lot of bands that I listen to that either stay stagnant or go completely into a different direction. Maybe I can go metalcore and August Burns Red. To me, they write a lot of the same records. And or I can go to something like Thrice, where they kind of wrote metalcore or post-hardcore and then went very experimental rock for a 180. But Deftones is just constantly taking what's working. Adrenaline was obviously extremely aggressive, but then they just keep adding more and more. And obviously this is more mellow. You go back to Adrenaline and it's so aggressive, new metal, hardcore in your face, and then this is way more of a fever dream. And they've had elements like that. Even their last record, Ohms, had a lot of elements that are here. But to me, this is a more cohesive record than Ohms. This is an extremely cohesive record in general. This is a record that on first listen, you absolutely get pulled into the atmosphere and the fever dream vibe nature to this music. But on repeated listens, you pick apart the details a little bit more. And it's interesting because you can listen to this on Spotify or vinyl or whatever and appreciate the audio aspect of it, but the visualizers I feel like perfectly capture the music and the essence of it. It has this nostalgic feel a lot of the times, and then it goes into these beautiful cinematic shots, but then these abstract visuals, because if the music videos capture almost like a dream. And that's essentially what this album is. It is a fever dream, alternative rock, almost metal record captured into an album. The ambience on this is phenomenal. It's the use of production here, where the guitars are prominent. It's not overbearing. There's no in your face kind of riffs or anything that really pulls you away. Even the drumming keeps up the momentum. Everything about this is just so balanced and refined that every member has time in the spotlight, but they're all working together in harmony, rather than here's the guitar part, here's the vocal part, here's the drum section, which is all fine. But what Deftones did here is collaborate with each other to create a soundscape that is just so ethereal, euphoric, and mesmerizing. This record really, from start to finish, pulls you in and doesn't really let you go. Sure, we go through these ebbs and flows, but nothing is overly too drastic. We don't really get into big lows or huge high crescendos. Instead, this album's all about the vibe and the feel of the music. And I think that's so important, especially in the metal scene, where metal is really about, showing off the capabilities, hitting every note exact, where Deftones is almost the antithesis to that, where it's all about the feel of the music and what feels right in this part of the song. Do we continue with this section of the verse? Do we continue adding more to the chorus? Do we continue with this little bridge section? It's all about the feel and the pacing of this music that's just so smooth, right? When listening to this record, I couldn't help to not think of the Simpsons meme when they went to Lollapalooza. I think it was Lollapalooza, and they were listening to the Smashing Pumpkins, and the crowd was just going like this.
It may be bleak, but this music is really getting to the crowd.
Making teenagers depressed is like shooting fish in a barrel.
That's essentially how you would be when listening to this record, man. You're just vibing out. Dude, this record is sublime. It's serene. It's got the right amount of aggression. It's an evolution, but it's not too much of an evolution. This is an album like, Gore. Gore was quite experimental. Like, not crazy experimental, but it didn't lack the punch or intensity, where this record has the intensity with some of the drop tune guitars and the drums. Milk of the Madonna really picked up the pace too, but it's all subdued in this balanced, cohesive record. It really soaks you in with this atmosphere. Soaks you in. Weird thing to say, but there's something poetic, and it's very introspective. And from production that I was talking about earlier, that it's just soaked in atmosphere. It's also Chino's vocals on this record. What I love is that it's used as a tool rather than a driving force behind hooks or melodies. And it kind of reminds me of Tool in that regard, where Maynard really feels like his vocals are a tool to help the rhythms of the music. And there's times where Chino's vocals in the past just sound like sporadic melodies on top of the rhythms. But here it felt like it was more in harmony. His vocal delivery kind of worked with the rhythm of the music a little bit more, which made the pacing, the cohesiveness even more balanced. But all the echoes, the reverb, the effects, again, created this like interesting tool with Chino's vocals. This is a fantastic record, especially considering how long they've been in their career. When bands feel like they almost hit their peak pretty early on and stay a little bit stagnant because maybe they found success and they don't have that same driving force or that energy, Deftones continues to write art, and stay true to who they are. The music videos and singles that they had prior to this felt like just part of the album. They don't even feel like singles, because Deftones just wants to write music that feels right to where they are. And I think the fact that people are loving what they're putting out makes them just continue to just be exactly who they want to be. Fantastic record. It's up there possibly in my top 5. I might do a ranking video later on because I don't know how I'd rank this right now, but I would say this is probably in my top 5. This is a 8.7. 8.7, And on repeated listens, it might climb up to a 9, but right now I'm feeling 8.7 because I absolutely love the atmosphere, and I know I want to go back into it and pick apart the lyricism and other things and just the abstract nature to this album. But 8.7 out of 10, and I'm curious to know what your thoughts on Deftones' Private Music are. So comment down below, spice up my life, guys. What you think about this record? I'd love to know. Also, if you're a new MVB, then feel free to watch all the other Deftones album reactions. Literally have done all of them except for White Pony, Koi no Yokon, and Ohms. But there's an Ohms album review on YouTube. But guys, thank you for supporting the Patreon. You guys are truly the support behind what I do, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. You have turned, again, my hobby, I shouldn't say a job, but it is a job, but your financial support is literally what keeps this channel going, especially with all the copyright that music reactors have to deal with, because we do the reactions as well as the reviews, when you play the music, it gets copyrighted and you get nothing from it. So your Patreon support means everything, so we can showcase the music too. Guys, thank you for supporting. But other than that, thank you for tuning in. Till next time, peace.